Patreon, how are you guys doing? I hope you're having a wonderful day. Seriously, I do. I hope you're having a great day. I really care about you guys. Thank you so much for being here and supporting me on the channel. Hope you guys are enjoying the fact that I'm trying to get more content out there for you guys. So, this video is kind of just a quick reiteration of Minuteman minimum gear. And I'm not wearing a pack, so this video isn't all like perfect. And I don't have water on board, so like I said, it's not all perfect. But I'm going to talk about those things. This setup here is a pretty decent setup. It's a Condor, I forget which one it is. It's a slick plate carrier that I got my plates in. I got a double pistol mag pouch here. I got my knife here. I got a chest rig on. But what I would add to this to make it actually the full bare minimum Minuteman kit is a pack. I definitely would have to have a pack with hydration inside, with more ammo, with food, with shelter, with spare socks, foot powder, you know, all those necessities. So that would definitely be on. Bare minimum. Do you have to have the plates? No, you don't have to have the plates. You can just run the chest rig in the pack. IFAK. Bare minimum. You have to have an IFAK. Good IFAK. This is a Bear Fac from Bear Independent. Highly recommended. People talk about like it's more expensive. Well, yes, it is. But how much is your life worth? And it's good IFAK with all North American Rescue, American-made components inside. So I like that. And it does have the decompression needle. Very important to me. Should be important to you. If you don't know how to use one, learn how to use one. 6 mags, I feel, is the bare minimum loadout, plus 1 in the gun. For me, I feel very inadequate with only 6 mags. I prefer having at least 10 on my rig and 1 in the gun. I prefer having, you know, at least 11 mags. Situationally dependent though. Admin pouch. I got my binos in here. I have my gun oil. I have my cleaning kit. I have some calories. I have another tourniquet on this side. I have spare parts kit. I have a multi-tool. I think I got a baklava in there, some nitrile gloves, you know, stuff like that. Admin pouch. IFAK. Knife. Knife I feel is very important. I think that's bare minimum, that's part of that bare minimum gear. And of course, your rifle. Do you need a secondary? A handgun? No, you don't necessarily need a handgun. I highly recommend it because there's a lot of situations where, especially as Minutemen, depending on what's going on in the world, where you will need to ditch your gear, walk into town or be around other people, more on the down low, the gray man type stuff. And you can conceal a handgun on your person, whereas you can't conceal an AR-15. So, that is why I primarily want a handgun. Is it a secondary weapon system? Yes. If this one goes down, I can go to that. I would be really hurting if I was in that situation. Never had that happen in real life. So, it is what it is though. I do recommend a handgun, a rifle, an IFAK, at least 6 mags, an admin pouch with appropriate stuff, a knife, and map and compass. Also, you gotta know where you are to know where you're going. And you gotta be able to use those basic land navigation at least. You gotta be physically fit. You need a head covering. You also need ear pro, eye pro. What is that? Ear protection, eye protection. What else do you need? You need good quality footwear. Vitally important. I highly recommend merino wool socks. Merino wool socks are just the best, hands down. Hot weather, cold weather, they function and they work great. Keeping your feet dry and taking care of your feet is also vitally important. So foot powder is also vitally important. Having appropriate clothing for the weather, also obvious. If it rains a lot, have Gore-Tex, poncho, something to wear. Gore-Tex is not the best, doesn't breathe very good, it's more noisy. You know, there's a lot better products out there, but Gore-Tex is what it is. If you have some, it'll function. It'll function just fine. Earth tone clothing, as you see, I'm not wearing anything special. I'm just wearing a, you know, a green long sleeve top. I have these, the Helicon Urban Tactical pants on, my favorite pant, hands down. This pair I've had for like 10 years, I think. It is my rattiest, falling apart, painting the trailer to get it up for sale pair of pants. But they're still, I mean, they still function as pants. So I'm highly impressed with that. Gloves. Gloves are vitally important. These are the Blackhawk Solag gloves. They don't actually make this style anymore. They have a new, like, higher speed, like, I don't know, more modern looking version of this glove. Haven't tried that version yet because this pair I've had for like 15 years and I have had to sew up a couple places. I got one more place I got to sew up a little tiny bit, but full grain leather, and they work great. I use these all the time. Weekend, you know, training and weekends, running around. I've done gardening with them. I've done a lot of stuff. I've, you know, cut up trees with chainsaw, chopped wood, did a bunch of different things with these gloves, and they're still fully functional. And I have a standby pair of these also. As well as, you know, I have mechanics gloves, stuff like that. I don't recommend mechanics gloves. They're really weak. They don't last very long. You're going to be replacing them, like guys that wore them in the military, wore them on mission, they'd be replacing them almost every single time they came back. I mean, it was just, it's a waste of money. These are like 80 or 90 bucks, but the $25 to $30 in mechanics gloves are, you're gonna go through 20, 50 pairs of those things before these wear out. So money well spent here. Water. You gotta have water on yourself and enough calories to support you for the length of your mission, of whatever it is you're doing out there. Now, things may go sideways and you end up not having enough calories or water, but hey, you know, I mean, that happens. You can only carry so much. That's where physical fitness comes into play. Physical fitness, the more fit you are, if you're gonna be going out and doing this stuff, you've gotta be as fit as you possibly can. If this is gonna be your role, if you're gonna be out with tactical gear on, rifles, stuff, doing the things, you have to be fit. I mean, super, super fit. I'm not super fit, but I'm getting there. As fit as you possibly can. That is one of the most important things. And you got to get right up here. You got to be able to adapt and overcome quickly. So these are some of those things talking about bare minimum Minuteman gear. I think that pretty much covers all the bases. I think if you had everything I just talked about in this video, you'd be very well off. So I love you guys. Have a wonderful day and blessings to you and yours.